The truth does not disappear. It waits in silence, buried under dust, fear, and forgotten promises. And when it comes back, it never asks gently. It knocks hard, breaking lives, tearing minds, and dragging the past into the light. This time, the darkness is not hiding anymore. It is calling. The land feels empty, but it is watching. Long roads stretch into nowhere, cutting through fields that have seen too much pain. Small towns sit quietly, pretending everything is normal, pretending they do not remember. The air feels heavy, like it knows a secret it refuses to share. People here wake up early, work all day, and sleep with locked doors, not because of fear, but because they have learned to stay silent. This place has a history, and it is not a clean one. Long before the crime that starts this story, something was already broken here. You can feel it in the walls, in the old buildings, in the way people avoid eye contact. Nothing feels safe, and nothing feels honest. When the case begins, it does not explode with noise. It arrives quietly, like a bad dream you cannot shake. A body is found, but it is not just a body. It is a message. The details do not make sense at first, but something feels wrong in a deeper way. This is not random. This is not anger in the moment. This is planned. The kind of crime that takes time, patience, and a cold heart. The scene raises questions that nobody wants to answer. Why here? Why now? And why does it feel like this has happened before, even if no one wants to admit it? As word spreads, the town changes. People speak less. Doors close faster. Old names start to come up in quiet talks, only spoken behind closed doors. Records are missing. Stories do not match. Witnesses remember things differently each time they speak. It becomes clear that this case is tied to something old, something buried on purpose. The past is not dead here. It has been waiting. Every clue pulls the story backward, not forward, like the land itself is forcing everyone to look at what they tried so hard to forget. This is not just about finding who did it. This is about facing what allowed it to happen. Lies that were told to protect power. Silence that kept people safe while others suffered. Every step closer to the truth feels heavier, more dangerous. The crime is only the surface. Underneath it is a pattern, dark and ugly, stretching across years. And as the pieces slowly come together, one thing becomes clear. Solving this case will not bring peace. It will open wounds that were never meant to heal. The detectives entered this story already carrying weight on their shoulders. They do not walk in like heroes. They walk in like men who have seen too much and lost too much. One of them believes the past never lets go. The other believes the past can be beaten into silence. Both are wrong, and both will learn that truth the hard way. From the first moment they step into the town, the case begins to change them. Not slowly, but deeply, like water seeping into cracks that were never sealed. One detective is quiet, always watching, always listening. His eyes carry years of regret. He has made choices he cannot undo, and this case feels personal in a way he cannot explain. Every crime scene brings back memories he tried to bury. He does not talk about his pain, but it lives in his face, in the way he pauses before speaking, in the way he stares at evidence for too long. He believes truth matters, even if it destroys him. He knows solving this case may cost him what little peace he has left, but he keeps going anyway. The other detective is louder, sharper, and full of anger. He hides his fear behind hard words and fast decisions. He wants answers now. He wants someone to blame. To him, this case is a fight, and he plans to win it. But the deeper he goes, the more he realizes that force will not work here. This town does not break easily. People lie with calm faces. Power sits behind friendly smiles. And the more he pushes, the more resistance he meets. His anger starts turning inward, and the cracks begin to show. Together, they are an uneasy pair. They do not trust each other fully. They argue. They question each other's choices. But the case ties them together whether they like it or not. Each clue forces them to rely on one another. Each mistake brings them closer to disaster. They begin to see reflections of themselves in the crime, in the silence, in the damage left behind. This is no longer just a job. It is a test of who they are and what they are willing to lose. As the investigation moves forward, the line between the case and their personal lives fades. Sleep becomes rare. Memories return uninvited. Old wounds reopen. The case starts asking questions they cannot ignore. What does justice really mean? Is the truth worth the pain it brings? And when everything is stripped away, will they still recognize themselves? In this season, the detectives are not just chasing a killer. They are chasing answers about their own darkness, and not everyone survives that journey. The deeper the detectives dig, the heavier the air becomes. Every new lead feels like a warning instead of progress. Files disappear. Calls go unanswered. People who agreed to talk suddenly change their minds. It becomes clear that this case is being watched, and not just by the killer. Someone with power does not want the truth to come out, and they are willing to bend rules to keep it buried. The town begins to feel like a trap, where every road leads back to the same silence. Witnesses tell stories that almost sound real, but small details never line up. One says the lights were off, another swears they were on. One remembers a face, another forgets it completely. These are not mistakes. These are choices. Fear lives behind their words. Some are scared of losing their jobs. Some are scared of losing their families. Some are scared because they know exactly what happened and who was involved. The truth is not hidden because it is unknown. It is hidden because too many people benefit from it staying buried. As pressure builds, the detectives begin to feel isolated. Help from the outside slows down. Support turns into polite distance. Even inside their own department, questions start to rise. Why this case? Why push so hard? The message is clear without being spoken. Walk away. Let it fade. Let it become another cold file locked in a cabinet. But walking away is no longer an option. The case has already taken something from them, and it is not done yet. The investigation uncovers signs of a pattern, not just one crime, but many linked together by time and silence. Old reports suddenly matter. Names from decades ago return. What once looked like accidents now feel planned. What once felt like bad luck now feels designed. The detectives realize they are standing in the middle of something far larger than they expected. This is not about one killer. It is about a system that protected darkness for years. With every step forward, the danger grows closer. Strange cars appear outside homes. Phones go quiet at the wrong moments. Warnings come in soft voices and closed-door meetings. The message is always the same. Stop digging. But the closer they get to the core of the truth, the clearer it becomes. This case will not end quietly. It will either be exposed to the light or buried forever, along with anyone who gets too close. The case begins to change how everything feels. Days blur together. Nights grow longer. Silence becomes louder than words. The detectives start to question not only the people around them, but themselves. Every choice carries weight. Every decision feels like it could end something forever. The crime is no longer just a puzzle to solve. It is a mirror, showing them parts of themselves they tried hard to ignore. Fear slowly creeps into their thoughts. Not the kind that makes you run, but the kind that makes you think. The kind that asks what you would do if the truth destroyed someone you loved. What if justice came too late? What if the system you trust was never clean? These questions follow them everywhere, in quiet rooms, in moving cars, in moments when they should be resting but cannot sleep. The case refuses to let them breathe. Old memories rise to the surface. Moments they believed were settled come back with new meaning. The past and present begin to mix, making it hard to tell where one ends and the other begins. The detectives start to see that this case is connected to deeper wounds, not just in the town, but inside themselves. Guilt, regret, and anger push against each other, shaping every move they make. Solving the crime may bring answers, but it may also take away the last pieces of who they are. Around them, the town feels restless. People sense change even if they do not understand it. Tension hangs in the air. Small acts of kindness feel rare. Trust feels fragile. Everyone seems to be waiting for something to break. The truth has a weight, and the closer it gets, the harder it is to carry. Some people pray it never comes out. Others hope it does, no matter the cost. In the end, this story is not just about catching someone responsible for a terrible act. It is about what happens when the past refuses to stay silent, when lies are exposed and masks fall away, when the price of truth is measured in pain. As the season moves forward, one question remains. When the truth finally stands in the open, who will be left standing with it, and who will be lost to the darkness forever?